I had 15 years up there.
Were you on the mainland or?
Oh, I was in
Yeah.
Salt Spring Island.
were you-
Ooh, nice place.
Yeah, I went fishing and I had a great trip. Thank you very much.
Ah, lovely.
Welcome back. Yeah, I just got back from Kedzie today, so we've all been out doing. That's
That's the front door bell.
it.
No, that's-
No, it's this thing.
That's this, just letting somebody else in.
Who's the gentleman
Hi,
that's
Luke.
looking in? on
The
this here?
IT guy.
I take it you
Oh,
can
the
hear
new
us,
guy.
okay?
Part IT.
I can hear you guys, yes.
Okay,
Well, you're fairly early on, you just have to sit tight for about 5, thank you.
No problem. Sit tight as long as you need.
So he must be the partner to the other guy that came here, is he, or something?
No, this is the lead.
And what
Oh,
was the
okay.
name of, the name that I met wasn't Chris, was it?
No, that was one of the technicians.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought he might have been a partner of the
Are
company.
you ready?
I am,
Is it
Let's
open?
go.
it is.
I call the meeting to order. The date is, what is the date? August the 20th, 2025, 5 o'clock. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. As we meet today, we acknowledge that we live in Mi'kmaq, the traditional and ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people. We are all treated people with a responsibility to each other and to this land. Is there a public forum, Heather, apart from our esteemed council?
We do have a viewer, but I don't know.
Do they choose to make a comment? Because this is the place where anyone joins, give a public comment.
The viewer iPhone, Elizabeth, if you'd like to say anything, just put your hand up. Your digital hand up. No, I think we're good.
No? Okay. We're at the point of approving the agenda. I will place on the table that the agenda of the August 20th, 2025 regular monthly meeting be approved as presented or amended. Are there amendments? No, may I have I will move that. Gloria, you seconded?
Yep.
From now on, when I place the motion on the table, I am used to the chair not being able to move
Yeah, should.
or vote, but apparently under the MGA,
It is of our,
the chair is expected, so it just is easier since we're such a small group that as I read the motion, we assume that I move it. It doesn't mean I approve it or disapprove it, it's just I'm placing it on the table. Is that okay with everybody? Okay. All right, thank you, Gloria, for seconding the motion. All in favor? Aye, approved. Approval of the minutes. I place on the table that the minutes of the July 16th, 2025 annual general meeting be approved as presented or as amended. Does anyone, seconder, please. Thank you, Gloria. Does anyone have amendments to the minutes of the AGM? No. I move, Gloria seconded. I call for the vote. All in favor? Thank you. Business arising. Luke. You are.
And Chris, he's down there too.
Let me just stop sharing so we can see you better.
so these are the two principals in our new,
Correct.
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce yourselves and?
Yeah, thanks for having us. So my name is Luc Boudreau, and Chris Chapman here is Director of Operations at G23. And I'm the president of the company, so it's the two of us that run it. So I thought I might give you a bit of a background maybe on G23, kind of what we've been up to, what we currently do, and kind of open it up to any questions. That sounds good.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So G23's history goes back to 2008 as a web hosting company. So we were primarily hosting websites for local, small, medium business, a little bit of government here and there. That was operated for about 2 or 3 years in that form until we kind of decided to change pace. Web hosting is a highly competitive business. You know, in Nova Scotia at that time, it was not something that was kind of viable. So kind of changed gears. I had always been involved in the technology space. I worked for the federal government for many years in data center and in IT support, both for Environment Canada and Public Works. So we kind of changed gears with G23 to start providing IT services to small, medium business. Some of the existing clients that were actually doing some web hosting services with us, but as well as some audio video installations for commercial properties and also for residential. So that could be anything from an audio system for your home to an automation system that allows you to control your lights and your security system and that kind of thing. So we were doing a bit of both. It was the IT, so the break fix stuff that we're going to be doing for you guys, and also the audio video kind of technology space. So fast forward to 2017, 18, started getting into the communications business. So that's internet and the communications that go along with that. So that could be network infrastructure for small, medium business. So now we've got those kind of three divisions. And then fast forward to about a year ago, got back into the web development side of things, but not hosting. We actually design and build websites for government and also for private enterprise. So we do that in-house. So we have the 4 different divisions now. So the web, the AV, the IT support, and the communications all under one roof. And our vision for the future really is to take multiple technologies and solve problems for people using those technologies. So that is our purpose. That's our mission, is to solve problems using technologies, because we understand them and we understand that some people don't quite understand them the way we do. So we use the assets and the resources we have as a company to solve those problems for our clients. So that's kind of the Coles Notes version. I don't know if there's any questions in the group or if Chris had anything to add.
No, I think maybe just about the team. So we have been kind of adding people as we go to our team. So we've got 6 folks out of New Glasgow. We've got another 6 folks that are working out of our Bedford location as well. So we're getting bigger and bigger and stronger, so we can support all kinds of folks in all kinds of different technologies.
And I should have mentioned as well, municipal government has become a huge part of our IT division. We currently support the town of Yarmouth, the municipality of Shelburne, the district of Shelburne, and the town of Pictou as well. And we're looking to add more into the future. So we're very happy to have Village of Chester in the roster as well. We're pretty good at what we do when it comes to government. So.
My name's Geraldine. I'm the chair of the commission. Of course, our specialist with all of this stuff is our senior staff person, Heather, but she's leaning into the picture there. One of the things I always notice in past, not necessarily with you, is that if we want to update the website, it's a bit of a torture. So how will that be for you when we want to keep our website updated quite frequently?
Our website is actually managed through the AMAN's municipal website venture, so it isn't these folks currently.
Shouldn't we have
Anything can
everything?
happen.
Shouldn't we have everything in one place?
Baby steps.
Yeah, that's certainly a conversation. we can
Never
have.
mind.
Yeah, years ago, that same comment, which was let's bring everything under one roof, was had between many municipalities, and that's how that organization that manages your website was created, was out of that necessity to bring everything under one roof. But then that doesn't really account for IT services either. So it kind of still is disconnected from the IT services part of it. But the other municipalities are kind of in the same boat.
Definitely
Well,
something we can look at.
something for future discussion, Luke.
Definitely.
Yeah, primarily what G23's role is that back end support of doing daily backups and protecting all of our data and the antivirus and help desk and those kind of tools. So they basically support the infrastructure more than the
They do our
software.
security as well?
Mhm.
Okay.
Excellent. Anybody else have questions for Luke or Chris? No?
No?
Well, thank you very much for visiting with us, and it's good to get to see faces as well as names.
Absolutely. And, certainly let us know directly at any time if you have any questions, follow-up questions in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, folks. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right, next item on our agenda is the fire rescue boat sale, which was successfully completed. And I believe, Heather, you even transferred funds. You want to give a little story about that?
Yeah, the boat actually got taken away yesterday morning. And
Yeah.
our firefighters were there and tearfully watching it depart. But no, the people who have purchased it are just seem great, so I think we'll have a good future life. So that got picked up yesterday, the check was deposited yesterday or this morning, yeah. So that's been deposited into our account, so now tomorrow I have to get it transferred to the fire committee so they can transfer it to the apparatus reserve, which you all
We had agreed
approved
to.
a couple of meetings ago.
Anybody have questions for Heather on that? It was pretty straightforward process.
Heather, I saw something that said we had to formalize the email vote that we
took a
took.
vote by email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Did you
don't-
vote?
The vote,
I just saw it somewhere in
Yeah.
the stuff. It said we'll have to formalize it in the meeting or some
It's
such thing.
just for the record, so that we
Oh,
have it
okay.
on the record, because,
so it's included in the minutes
Yeah.
of this meeting.
and it's copied off.
Oh, I see. So just whatever took
Should
place at the
something-
time. Okay, yeah,
Should
all right.
something come back on it,
Yeah.
it's reported properly. Everybody okay with that item? Okay, the ANSB staffing position, if you want to look at your briefing notes on page 15, but 15 up at the upper right-hand corner. I'm not gonna put the motion on the table just yet, I'm gonna do a little introduction first. You'll recall that we have already discussed this. And we made a preliminary approval of $3,500 in our budget for this current fiscal year as a possibility, a potential. So they have now developed a model for funding, which is, if you look at the bottom, based on percentage of population compared to all villages, they're suggesting 2,383. Based on percent of residential tax revenue, this would be for Chester, obviously, 2,088 per year, and a flat rate model of 5,000, which I
No.
personally scratched off.
So,
Um,
oh, I'm sorry, Geraldine.
No, go
Carry on.
ahead, Brandy. I was just doing a little
It's
introduction.
actually the second page that's probably the more realistic number.
Yeah,
Well, we did 3,500 as a,
just a preliminary number. So then chart 2 is closer to what we would be considering. They have on the percentage of population, 32,000. And what I am suggesting is the flat rate model is just excessive for our
Oh,
village.
yeah.
But I would like to, because they're still in the discussion process, all right?
Yeah,
I
they're
would-
looking for new minus to come
Yeah.
in, which. they
I
may
would
or may
like
not
to
do.
maintain
Yeah, I'm
the
surprised,
motion.
by the way.
Yeah. I would like to maintain the motion that we are willing to consider a maximum of $3,500. That takes us into the range of the 3,200, but if new minus comes in, it will drop a bit. But we're saying our absolute maximum support number is 3,500.
And it's
Somebody
already
could
budgeted.
also-
Yeah.
But
that's
somebody
the
could
thing.
also drop out.
Mm.
So it seems to me at this point, saying a maximum is a good number.
So the flat rate would see Bible Hill paying 5,000 and Chester paying 5,000. Is that what I'm to?
Everybody would
Crazy,
pay
Yeah, I
5,000.
mean,
Somebody's
some
gonna
of these
pay
people have
that.
20, 30, 40
Staff,
million
yeah.
dollar a
Well, they have
year.
big staff. and
Yeah, we don't want somebody who makes 250,000 a year, you know.
Yeah, and so that provides a annual budget, if I recall the document correctly, of around $50,000, which is not salary. That $50,000 would go for expenses, any rent.
Equipment,
you know,
I think.
And so they're
stuff,
looking
yeah.
at a part-time position. So that's all the preliminary, but if, I will place on the table that we continue our willingness to contribute to a maximum of $3,500 and wait for them to sort things out amongst themselves and give us an actual, sorry, Tom. go ahead.
Just a question. So what are they saying? Any one of these three would get them the money they need?
Yeah, if you look at actually, I might not have the charts here, which are way too small, hang on.
Does
See, I
everybody
can
have,
make them bigger.
does everyone have to pick the same
Yeah, your
number
chart
2
is-
or number 3?
Yeah.
Everyone's
so
gonna pick the same number.
It all
or
gets
has
to 50,000, all three of these models.
Oh, it will.
Just slightly just gets to be slightly differently.
Yeah, so each model comes to what they consider might be their operating.
Okay,
budget.
and
But I get the sense that they're still working on.
Working on it, yeah,
preliminary,
okay.
And that's why I say, if we say our maximum,
yeah, okay.
then when they come back to us with their models, then we can say, okay, we'll go with model A, model B, model C, but we won't go with anything that exceeds $3,500. Did people? feel
Which we've
comfortable
already
with that?
plot-
Yeah, we've
budgeted
already
for,
budgeted
yeah.
for it. Okay, so I will place on the table that the Chester Village Commission agrees to contribute to the funding of a part-time staff person for the Association of Nova Scotia Villages to a maximum of $3,500.
I'll second that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Randy. Okay, is there any further discussion, or do you think that we've killed the cow? May I
I
call?
just have a,
Sorry.
yeah. This is all gonna be sitting there at the AGM. At
Yes.
some point, is someone gonna come
Yeah.
back and say,
Yeah, they're,
we've got it, or we're gonna have to, we're in for more?
all of
or-
the villages have been asked this, and my email's been populating like mad the last 2 days of the other villages coming back to say what their commissions have agreed. So yeah, they're looking for that to be finalized before the
It's
AGM in
kind of like
September.
cross your fingers and hope for the best that they
Yeah.
get it finalized.
Have
And
the
hopefully they-
responses other than New Minus been good?
They were certainly gonna lean on New Minus,
Yeah.
because that's crazy that they.
They got they're big, yeah.
Yeah.
They are the wealthiest. We are
Yeah.
the second wealthiest village.
Strangely enough, I wouldn't have thought.
You'd be
Bible
shocked if
Hill,
you saw the numbers.
But I don't know why they're resisting, but we'll see.
Must
I
be
mean,
changed. They were always very positive.
Yeah, so
Surprised
not
to hear
sure
that.
what the background is on that, but we're gonna go back to them and try some
Okay.
more.
Do we
I got a
want?
sense, okay, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, do we want to say what our preferred funding model is, or myself, I lean toward just waiting until they're more
As long as
together
you're
in
saying
their
no to the flat
position.
rate.
Yeah, yeah, I would say not the flat rate, because I
Mm,
prefer.
That's
model.
definitely off. Yeah,
Yeah,
for me
okay.
too.
Yeah,
Can you just
Number
put that in
2,
the
I think,
memo?
was my
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah.
thank you.
Oh,
Did we keep you up, Lou?
They're going hard this week.
Did they vote?
No, we didn't vote yet
Yes.
on the motion.
yeah, we did.
No,
Did we?
Tom had a
Oh,
I
that's
question.
have a
right.
question.
How dare you?
Sorry,
Mr.
go
Allen.
ahead. Keep going.
Gee whiz,
Well-
trying to be efficient here, Tom. Okay, the motion has been moved, seconded, discussion, may I have, all in favor? Thank you. And that was unanimous, Heather.
Okay.
Because your head was down there. Okay, meetings and procedures policy, monthly meeting time, as you know, again, I won't put the motion on the table right away. As you know, we've been meeting at 5 o'clock for the summer. How do people feel about that? Looking forward, do you want to go back to the 7 o'clock? Is there any thought of anybody who would like to have an afternoon, say a 3 or a 4 o'clock meeting, which would allow Heather and Maxine not to stay at night?
I don't think we were at 7 though. We moved it to
Six, we
6.
had gone to
I
six.
prefer 6.
Me
Okay.
too.
So everybody's happy with 6?
I think this was only supposed to happen for the summer,
Well, we
Yeah.
left
and
it,
then we were gonna discuss it further where we
Yeah,
are.
Yes.
for some reason, I thought we were meeting at 7, which is way too late.
A long time ago, we did, when you and I
that's the
first started.
standards,
Yeah.
yeah, for a long time, but I'm for 5.
You like 5?
It makes it a hell of a lot easier. to understand.
too.
I like 5 too, but Randy, you're a little.
Well, yeah, Laura likes,
No, I like
Six.
6. Yeah,
And
I like
correction at
6,
5.
yeah. So it's 2 and 2, and,
And I get to
Break
throw
the
the.
well, we haven't actually changed that, it was only informally, I believe, for
No,
the
we had a
summer.
motion that we.
Yeah,
do
but it was for the summer.
Yeah,
only.
that's, yeah.
We'd have to rewrite the policy
Yeah,
or
we just-
whatever.
we'd have to
No,
update
we
it.
just got a motion what time we'll meet, but I
Yeah.
mean.
I like 5, but 6 is fine with me.
That's what I
don't
was
care.
going to say,
Yeah.
rather than inconvenience you guys, I mean, I will go
Yeah,
with
with
6.
the
I'd
6.
rather have 5, but I will go with 6. What about you, Tom? Are you okay
Well,
with
I'm
6?
basically the same, yeah, I'd rather
Yeah.
5, but.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right, you.
You guys won.
Guys.
6 o'clock it is, and we
Just
don't need to amend the
Gives me
policy.
time to have my supper
Um,
around
Oh,
5.
So we
Yeah.
don't need to amend.
Start
the
with
I'm
policy, do we
partially
need to
diabetic.
place
Oh,
a
you
motion,
got
it.
or are we
Yeah.
good?
I know.
Well, you got it, yeah, well, you don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Everybody okay? You don't need to place a motion on this particular thing because it's already part of our policy. So
Yeah.
everybody's good with 6.
Yeah.
And this is the last 5 o'clock
Just
meeting?
understand that you guys are.
Oh, I see.
We're maintaining the
Quit.
status quo.
Yeah, that's right,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, but we had a majority.
Well, you could have actually voted
I
against
know,
it,
but we
you know?
wouldn't do
They're
that.
just nice people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I mean, I've never met such fine.
Okay,
Upstanding
moving
humanity.
on.
Answer his question, yes, this is the last 5 o'clock.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
next
6
month,
o'clock.
yeah.
Okay, correspondence, this is the conference registration. I very lazily simply said to Heather, register me.
Me too.
And Gloria, Laura and Tom, you had expressed an interest in attending. Did you do your registration?
I
or not?
didn't, and if somebody is going, I'm gonna back up.
Oh,
So
you're
you're
gonna
going,
back
so
up,
that's
yeah.
fine. You only,
You're-
yeah, you need
you're-
one,
You're happy to not go?
yes.
Okay, Laura?
I
what
did not
about you?
register yet, but if there's a spot, I would register myself.
Okay, would you check on
I
that
can
for
register
her?
you.
Okay.
It's just
Remind me of the dates, was it the 15th?
It's the.
I think so.
I'll go to-
19th and 20th.
Yeah.
The agenda's in the package if you want to look at what's going to be covered.
Okay.
18th, 19th, 20th.
No, is it, oh yeah, the night of the 18th.
Hmm,
And Randy, you have no interest in it?
not at all, I'll be in Kedzie anyway.
Okay.
at the time, so.
Well, that settles that.
Unless there's a hurricane or a forest fire or something, I'll be back in Kedzie.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay, all right, everybody's happy and you're gonna register,
Thank you.
Laura?
Correct.
If for some reason everyone backs out, I will go.
Okay.
Okay.
Only I-
There should be one
Where
person.
is it? No, mine.
Yeah, there has to
No,
be.
where is it?
It's in,
The valley, probably.
yeah, it's in
Fort
Fort
William.
Williams.
Yeah.
Are you
Our-
staying over?
Yeah, the
our
center of the
accommodations are-
universe.
There's only one vote, so you need one person to vote.
Yeah, it's
For
only a
us.
couple of.
but it's a little trip on the company, so to speak, you know.
Okay, moving on, people. Nova Scotia Safety Branch harassment in the workplace regulations. Now, here's the thing, we have a policy in place, but we need to officially say, okay, that policy is good enough. If you haven't actually read the
Yeah.
policy, did everybody read it or not?
I do.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did too, and harassment is distinctly mentioned in that
Yeah.
policy.
Yeah.
Heather and I were looking at it, and we were thinking, we may in the long term want to split out harassment and what was the other?
Abuse.
Abuse, like make it 2 policies, but not immediately.
Right now, it's just called abuse.
Yeah. So if everybody is happy with the document as it stands, we will look at it in the longer term and bring back a document to the group that maybe just make sure that we have everything covered and perhaps putting out 2 policies of abuse and harassment, because they really are kind of separate subjects.
But they are covered in this, Jeremy.
They are,
In
but-
quite detail.
So we're compliant with the
Yes, that was-
Yeah, we're
legislation.
totally
Yeah,
compliant.
that's the trick. isn't
But
it?
I didn't even mention this to Geraldine, but I had an incident with a couple of my lifeguards 2 summers ago. And there wasn't enough information in the use policy for me to address it.
Ah.
So that's what the
So-
background, why we thought maybe Heather and I would have a meeting.
Sure.
Because this kind of came up quickly and we had to put it on so that we could all say, yes, we're okay, we're in compliance. But if we think that maybe we should bring something back to you that smartens it up a bit.
But yeah, we don't have to rush around and
No,
do a new policy like right away. So,
No.
yeah.
not at all. But I did
September
not
1st,
realize that
that's
you had
pretty
already
close.
encountered an issue with
And I
that.
forgot to mention it to you when we
Okay.
talked about it.
Okay. Okay, everybody happy with that?
Do we need we don't need a motion, it already
No,
exists.
no,
Yeah.
the motion is required. Okay, reports, chair, that's me. My summer has been primarily taken up, as most of you know, with the Visitors Information Center. It's slowly but surely becoming established. It's still not overwhelmed, although Friday morning, because of the marketplace, is a pretty good day for us. But every week it gets better, and we're having a little bit of trouble because we're running into the municipality social media, old social media, and we'll slowly but surely get that sorted out. It's not something that happens overnight, as you all know, who use social media. Old stuff stays on the web, and so you just have to slowly kind of work your way up the chain, because it's nothing to do with what the municipality does or doesn't do, because old stuff just stays there and you just have to work your way up. We did not have an overwhelming number of volunteers, although oddly, very recently, we've had 2 or 3 new volunteers, and then I've been training them and so on. The interesting thing that's happened this year is we had an enormous, I would say 25 to 30% of our people are from Quebec. And interestingly enough, a lot of them are unilingual French, which I think is incredibly brave to go off someplace where you can't.
Oh, they
speak
don't
the
speak
language.
any English.
Yeah,
Or
so-
won't.
well, or no, they
Yeah.
would like to, and they try valiantly, they're very sweet about it. So I just use Google Translate.
Yeah.
That's
And
about
I've
all you
shown,
can do.
even,
yeah.
even though most of our volunteers are not computer users, they all have a cell phone. And they have complied reluctantly to use Google Translate. For myself, I'm theoretically bilingual, but when I'm not in Quebec, I find it really hard to speak. I can hear it and I can write it, but I have trouble speaking it. So sometimes I have to use Google Translate myself just so they'll understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, so these folks who are totally unilingual, have they been satisfied with what you
Yeah,
did for them?
Yeah, they're sweet.
We
They're
have no
very sweet.
volunteers that are French speaking though. There's not that many people around here.
Oh, well, I'm gonna deal with that hopefully next year, but if not, I'll just give a big training course on how to use Google Translate because it works. And the
I
other,
use it when I go down south.
yeah, it works. I had a couple of people from Germany, again, almost unilingual. They had 2 or 3 words of English and I just snapped up the Google Translate. It works. The other thing that I've noticed is we have about 20 to 25% again, Americans. And they're very hesitant to admit they're Americans, and then when they get greeted in a friendly manner, you can see them visibly relax. So that's the Visitors Information Center. Apart from that, I just meet with Heather on a regular basis.
What is their, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What is
Laura.
their biggest inquiry? Are they looking for?
The Quebecers were just completely into Oak Island, and Oak Island at first, the first part of the summer, they did not have the tours open.
Yeah.
They just opened them 3 weeks ago. They never have an empty seat. People are just lined up, and I just keep telling them to do more. So they're talking about adding one for Wednesday night now. They're like trams, and you sit in them and then a motorized thing pulls this little tram around. And it's 2 guys on the television series often will do the talking, or Danny Henniger, who does the Oak Island Museum display at the train station. And they come back and they're just as happy as clams. They love it.
Mm.
They absolutely love it. So They could fill those trams every night. They can't do it during the day, during the week, because they're still working on the TV show.
Hmm.
Because I hesitate to say they're still working on Looking for Treasure.
Yeah.
Doubt that.
Treasures the TV show.
Just to keep it run. But it's funny that you should mention about the Americans and how they were a little bit reticent when they came in and
They're
whatnot.
shy.
We had some folks across from us in Kedzie who, they had one of those A-frame trailers, you know? And going by to the washroom, you could see the plate on the back of the trailer. It was Maine.
Yeah.
And they had a little Canadian flag that they stuck,
Uh,
Good for
they
them.
stuck in the front of the thing when they were staying there. And they had to move to another site and they had the little flag again, a Canadian flag there. They seemed very loquacious and they talked to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody talked to them but it was funny that you should mention that the people, you know, they showed, they weren't the ugly American,
Not at
but they
all,
didn't
yeah.
fear us, you know, they wanted to make sure that they showed that they stood with
Yeah.
us, you know. So anyway.
My husband and I were in Tennessee in April and first part of May. And we, I forget what hotel it was, where we were staying, and we were down for breakfast, and this man was sitting at a table by himself next to us, hateful looking man, but anyway, we were sitting there having our breakfast, and next thing you know, this woman walks in, and I thought she was with him. She walks in and she stands beside him, like behind his chair, and she said, she welcomed us Canadians and apologized for Trump's crap. Really? And this man said to her, he goes, would you mind leaving beside me? Get away from me.
Trumper, obviously.
Yeah. And so we were like, but she committed, she said, I want to apologize to you Canadians.
God
she
love
said.
her. God love her.
And she was like an older woman, right? And we just like, okay. And then I left and went outside and had a smoke. And when I came back, there was two other men sitting there. So we just finished our coffee and we left. And Danny said to me, he goes, I said, well, that must have been quite the conversation going on there. Oh, yeah, he said, they were all Trumpers.
Oh, yeah. Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
right.
say.
So it was like,
Yeah.
oh, no. But I mean, that woman came in and we had no issues when we were there. Not an issue at all.
They
right?
didn't bother you.
No,
Yeah.
and then, but that woman, for her to apologize to us, right?
Right in front of the Trump,
Front of
she
the
must have
Trump.
known they were
Took her
Trump.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, well, yeah, he said, would you mind removing yourself from beside me? And she just stood there and she finished her thing.
One quick thing, Gerald, before you continue, we should make contact with those Oak Island folks for next year for our visit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's,
When our
A and V is coming in
here,
this year, yeah.
so
Yeah.
they would love that.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. Okay, so just to conclude my thing, it took all summer, but last week we were officially recognized as the Chester Visitor Information Center. And we're breathlessly waiting the huge sum of money that they're going to give us in recognition, $500.
Who's that? From the municipality?
Tions,
Oh,
Tourist
Oh, tourism
Industry
is-
Association of Nova
Yeah,
Scotia.
yeah,
tie-ins.
Yeah,
yeah.
but it took a while to just work through all the little specifics and so
500.
on. Yeah, $500.
Well,
Well, better
Good
than,
work to
better
you
than
for
a
all
kick in
that.
the teeth, as my father used to say.
nobody's had any trouble with this over $500 needing a T4 yet. You've managed.
Well, she had to quit. I had one person.
Okay,
who
but
had to
everybody
quit.
else is under the
They're well
limit?
under the
Okay.
500. She was the only one who was in 3 days a week.
Okay.
And she was also the only person who could not, for various reasons, but I don't want to say,
Mhm.
she couldn't go over the $500.
Yeah.
Whereas
no.
the other volunteers,
Yeah.
if they go over $500, they don't care.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, and that concludes my report. Heather, you go ahead.
Okay. So. What's green? Okay, so who's this so small? Sorry, 1 second.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody watching is not gonna be able to read it. So the July bank statement has been reconciled and the main operations account opened the month with 401,000 and ended with 467. And there's a chart here indicating the account balances as of July 31st. So our daily operations account and then the 4 investment accounts for the capital reserves. The 2025-26 Q1 investment statement has arrived. Those numbers are a little below what you see here since they go to the end of June. I didn't include it just for clarity's sake, but I can certainly provide it if anybody wants to look through it. There is one GIC within the operating reserve that matured in July, and our standard instructions are to roll over into another year-long GIC. We haven't changed that. Yeah, that's in our policy. Unfortunately, however, the interest rate is going down. Of course, we were in a higher bracket prior to this year. The remaining GICs mature in October, and then they'll again just be flipped over. So Lido is in its last 10 days already.
Isn't that amazing?
I don't know how that happens. The last day is next Friday, the 29th, and we'll have a seasonal wrap-up report in a future meeting. The project closeout report for communities, culture, tourism, and heritage has been submitted. Now, this was the repairs project, just the work that was done on the pool last fall and in the spring. A copy of the report is included. And please note that the report reflects 14% HST on project costs. And I tucked a little chart in the back to indicate what the project spend will ultimately be once the HST rebate is received. And I had confirmation from Communities, Culture, Tourism, and Heritage that the report's been accepted, files closed. So that one's done. Lido washroom and Lido projects, the interior accessibility is complete with the exception of the tactile signage. Those are in production. There's been a huge demand on the new signage. So it's been a little backdated. I'm hoping to get it next week. It might be the week after. The exterior door handle was replaced and reconnected with the automatic locking system. All Outdoors is scheduled to work on the exterior accessible entry to the public washroom. That was the parking space and the path and demolishing the current landing and replacing it. That's all scheduled for September. They could have actually started it this month, but there's so much traffic when the pool's open. We just decided it was less intrusive to do it in September. And the revised road sign, Lido pool sign permit from Nova Scotia Public Works is in progress. I've been talking to them pretty regularly. They've already advised us that they'll need a $500 refundable deposit, but we get that back after. So I'm just waiting for the actual permit to come in. I was speaking with those sign producers and the sandblasting and everything was done last week. But they're also looking at an early September installation. And the parking boulders were installed at the Lido Parkette on August 5th. And they seem to be working well.
I guess so many cars are, I never noticed them.
Yeah.
There's
now they go
still a bit of
sideways.
accessible grass before
Yeah.
the boulders are there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we backed it up about
Yeah.
6 feet, I think.
Something like that, yeah. So people are still nosing in a bit,
Yeah.
but they can't go right in with a picnic table.
They
Yeah.
can't drive over the children at the picnic.
Yeah, exactly. When you say, I'm sorry, the roadside Lido pool sign, are we talking about the
That's the
nice
big
one?
yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant out by the highway somewhere.
No.
Seeing as how we were talking
That's
about NS Public Works, I thought, well, what are we doing? Putting a big sign
Well,
out
you
there
see,
too? Yeah.
They're responsible for the roads, so they get.
Ah, yes, of
Stupid
course.
question. Do we want to put it now before winter? Like the pool is closed, or is it better just to put it in the spring?
I'd rather just get it in.
Get
to
it
be
in,
honest.
yeah.
Okay.
It's fairly weather resistant, I
Yeah.
Oh,
hope.
yes.
You know,
No, they're
yeah.
sturdy. And I've got one other item in addition to what's in my report. As we know, the transition to G23 is complete. And it's all been signed off with MJSB. The last thing they did was bring me a drive that had a bunch of archival files on it, so I will have a look through there and see if there's anything I'm looking for that's in there. Yeah, so that's done, and I just have a small update to the question of the public well. You might recall we discussed about the well at the EHS building. So I just talked to Fred about this today. He's the Director of Public Works and the municipal engineer for the municipality. So he says, I asked a hydrogeologist to take a look at the well logs at the fire department site, but haven't heard back. We ordered a water level meter, which is basically a sensor on a line with measurements that allow us to determine existing water levels on drilled wells. We plan to use it on our well to determine if it is an option for a community well. If I eventually get well logs, we can test the depth on yours too, if the commission is willing to have the well considered as a community well. Our well has been tested and is treated to meet Canadian drinking water standards, has yours. This could be an option financially covered by us if the commission is interested and if our well doesn't work out, as we were asked to provide one community well in each district. We are still waiting on legal and insurance reviews and proposed agreements between the property owners and the municipality. So this is just an update right now where we
Which is
don't
our
have,
well.
nothing's really landed.
By the
It's just to let you know.
EHS building, I think.
Oh,
somewhere.
right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Because the fire department has a well that's dug, but it goes dry a lot. And they then tap into the EHS drilled well, which has more capacity, but.
We
whether or
would
not-
still have to deal with security issues and things, so. Even
there's
if we
a-
said, oh yeah, sure, go ahead, boys, but you'll have to have a guard there 24 hours a day, right?
I think it was
There's lots
not
of
with the
things to do.
municipality, wasn't it? It was over liability issues, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
we
partly what
just
they're still
said, wait
looking
till we
into.
find out if we're gonna, what's the liability
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
So
the
we
whole
don't have all the
liability issue.
answers yet, but they're working on it, so.
The question on the Lido, you said, so it's closed Labor Day weekend for swimming.
It is unfortunately, because our guards are students and they have to
A bunch of schools.
head off to school. Some of them are actually leaving a few days before that because they're traveling for university.
It's a shame we can't have it.
It
over
really
the Labor Day
is, it
weekend.
really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. 'cause
We were
I'm
able to
written
do it a couple of years ago,
Yeah, it seemed to
one
me-
extra day, I think,
Right,
but
yeah.
we haven't been able
Darcy
to.
doesn't have her credentials anymore.
Not that I know of,
It's too bad.
yeah. Yeah, it really is.
Okay, well, thank you, Heather, or did I jump in too
No,
fast? Are
all
you
good.
done?
That's
Okay.
it, thank you.
Okay, for everybody, the Chester Fire Services Committee and the Fire Advisory Committee minutes are attached for your information and review. The Lunenburg County Accessibility Advisory Committee has not met over the summer. I have been invited to become the chair of that group. Yesterday, in fact, I received the invitation, but I have not decided if I'm accepting the invitation as yet, but just to give you a warning. Randy, I assume that your meeting did not take place.
Canceled, next one, September 9th,
Yeah,
tentatively.
okay, and the EDI also.
I haven't heard a word from anybody at all.
Okay. Well, I see our committees are not summer oriented.
Well, or something. I guess in my particular case, there's been no major
Nothing major.
people
No.
wanting to do things,
Yeah.
planning issues.
Well, the summer's hard because people want to spend time with family and travel and so on.
But Garth keeps on top of it, at
Do
least
we
he
know
tells you.
anybody who is stranded anywhere through the Air Canada fiasco?
Oh, yes, I had people here from Ontario in the rental house. They ended up buying a car to drive back to Ontario.
Oh, my God.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
and then somebody else was coming and they had to cancel because they couldn't,
Couldn't get here.
Yeah.
their flights were canceled.
yeah. Well, I feel sorry for the folks who were stranded
Oh,
in
my
Europe
God.
and ended up paying thousands of dollars
Yeah.
for hotels and so on. And now Air Canada is trying not to pay them for
Yeah.
that money. Okay, new business. The Chester Fire Services Committee has 2 terms which are expiring, one of which is a municipal appointed term and one of which is ours. Although it's not clear that we must do a call for applications or volunteering to sit on our nomination spot, we feel that it's appropriate that we at least say in our normal way. So we would put an ad in the bulletin. We'll put some posters up around the village. Heather, you and I did not discuss this, but I'm assuming that the people that we can nominate to sit on this is limited to persons who would be eligible to vote.
It's people who reside in the village,
That's what I
yes,
thought.
and over 18.
And over 18, okay. So we thought we'd put a poster in the post office, in the grocery stores, at the pharmacy. One thing that I have discovered through the Chester Information Center is we do not have a wealth of volunteers in the village, so, but nevertheless, Nancy Hatch, who is our member, is willing to stand.
She would
again.
like to stay. Yeah, I was at the last
And
fire
certainly,
meeting.
we would like her to stay, but I do think.
And
that
James
it's a-
Robert.
Yeah.
He's the municipality though. He's not
Yeah,
ours.
That's
Okay.
not us.
Wilson is ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's appropriate that we
And
make
Colin
the
is
call and
ours, I
simply say that the position is open for a volunteer.
So that means we have to potentially have an election.
Not
If such a
quite,
thing
we-
had
no,
more than one nomination
Just
person.
We,
People,
us.
people would send in applications to be selected, and then the
It's
commission
the
would
commission.
determine.
Oh, okay, doesn't
which-
need a
No.
formal election or anything,
No,
yeah.
then the commission would then decide if we get multiple applications.
Who is
who they
likely,
think is
yeah,
most
okay,
appropriate.
okay.
I just a clarification, Heather, did you say the person must be able to vote? I wasn't sure what you said about that.
We don't actually have a policy about that, but they do have to reside in
In
the
the
village and be over 18.
Which means
Okay.
they could vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, more or
not-
less.
No,
not if it's
some
why you're a new
resident-
Canadian.
Yeah, there's a few more in the elections that they have to be a
Ah,
Canadian
Yeah.
citizen,
okay.
or they have to be, have
different
resided a
standards, yeah.
certain period of time, and
Well, that,
we
Well,
don't
this is
have
an
a
internal
policy.
committee, so you don't have
but
all the rules.
well, maybe that is something that we should think about.
We should
that
probably
if
look at
we
a
have
policy.
policy for
I
that.
kind of like the municipality, they have, I think.
They do have one.
The bylaw, we should have a bylaw for this stuff, but.
Yeah, they have a policy for.
Can we bring that forward for the next
Yep.
meeting? Okay, so for now, I don't see a date in this.
October is when it's up, isn't
October the
it? I believe.
17th, I
Yeah.
believe. is
Yeah,
the
October
date.
16th is
October
when it
16th.
ends. The agreements say that the incumbents would serve until their replacements have been chosen. But
Yeah.
it would be nice to have them chosen.
Okay. Okay, so the motion is that the Chester Village Commission issue a public call for volunteers to recruit a village representative to the Chester Fire Services Committee for a 2025 to a 2028 term. The call must be advertised in a local newspaper and online. And then we would also put the posters up. So I have moved down. Is someone willing
I'll
to second
second
it? Randy and Gloria seconded it.
Double second.
Yeah.
Are you gonna put a date on that?
But
Like,
it's not necessary, we'll do it immediately, and if we don't have something done by October the 17th, then Nancy just carries on,
Okay.
and that is in the policy.
We have 2 further meetings before that
Okay.
deadline, so we
Yeah.
should be okay.
Yeah,
When you're doing that, though, there should be dates on that, shouldn't there?
there should be, but
Well,
You mean by when people
well,
have
say
to be
someone coming
nominated?
back, I didn't get a chance, I was away.
Yeah,
Usually you put a date on it.
oh, I see, yeah.
Well, the ad will have a date, yes.
Just say so.
well, yeah.
how about if we say an ad in the next edition of, because it's weekly.
Whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
But they should apply by.
September, they'll-
Yeah.
Well, you
First or
set a
something.
date.
Oh, I
yeah.
see what you mean, yeah, no,
Apply
we
by-
would have a date.
That's why our
for the
meeting-
next
Then you
one.
don't have someone coming back.
Oh, sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, I misunderstood your
Yeah,
question.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, so make sure that you have a date on the ad that says.
Oh, for
must
sure.
apply by.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's always a cutoff.
Our next meeting is the night before we go away.
Are you ever just say, you're such a gadabout.
It's our jet setter. That's not where you go away, it's the H.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm going away on the first weekend of September.
Okay. Okay, so our fall newsletter, ladies and gentlemen, here are some possible subjects, or if anybody has suggestions. Crossing guards, because we didn't do those.
I,
'cause-
and I let you down on that, but I promise I will get that done.
Okay, well, we decided that it wasn't
Oh.
quite right anyway, because when we put the last
It's going
newsletter
ahead.
out, yeah. So now it's a good time, because the crossing guards will be starting up again.
Do we
Okay.
have a nice picture of our lifeguards from the summer or anything, or could we get, with their permission, a nice photo?
They're not all in at the same time,
No.
so
Yeah,
it's,
that makes the con-
I've never had them all in the room at the same time, even with the
Or just
orientation.
a
I
nice
had to
pool
do.
picture or
Yeah,
lessons
yeah.
or something would be
Yeah,
nice.
so with at least one of the lifeguards.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can go down and get something. Nice of Gavin.
And I mean, that does not need an article, that just was a nice
Yeah,
photo. I think streetlights, if somebody's willing to take that on, simply because apparently most people don't know that the village commission provides the streetlights in the village, so. It would be nice to let people know that that's one of our little tasks. They think we do the pretty
Fancy
fancy
lights,
ones,
yeah.
but they don't realize we do all the streetlights. Anybody willing to take that on?
What are you gonna do?
Yes. What are
Or
you,
just
What do you want
write
me to do?
an article?
Stand under the light and say, "Oh,
Yeah,
busy buddies."
I'll write an article, but I can't, there's not much I can take a picture of or something.
Yeah, I was trying to think, how can we take a picture of that?
Well, not when they're lit, but you could walk up under one, take a picture of it on a pole, you know, or something. In
I'll
the
stand under the
daytime.
pole, or you just right up.
Or if we can get one around dusk, that would work.
Yeah.
with the-
Does anybody have any other suggestions? The accessibility refits,
when is this letter gonna go out? What a date in mind?
probably at end of September. The thing is that our first one, because we budgeted for 4, which should have
Yes,
been
right.
quarterly, but we kind of missed the first quarter.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it kind of slid into the second quarter, so now we can get one out a little bit faster than 3 months, so we're calling it our fall edition. Then
Okay.
we'll have a Christmas-ish edition, and then we'll have a March-ish edition.
Did we get much feedback about our?
I didn't get any, but you guys may have done, I don't know.
One or two comments.
Yeah.
That's all. Well, they liked it, and
Yeah, I got a couple of comments that, what. The funny thing is that I've had more comments from people from outside the village, because of course I'm the visitors information,
Yeah.
than so much. But yeah, I had comments from the Shore Hill apartment complex.
yeah,
But a lot of people, like, they don't know who we are or anything. I'm almost wondering, should we have, not this time around, but at some point, like a story about you, Tom, a story about you, Gloria, a story about you, Randy, a story about you,
We
Laura.
could do a wee profile, like
One a
I
week
can
even.
write those. of-
One a week or
Like
one
one
each?
per-
Yeah, one
sure.
each edition.
but it's more of the village, they don't know.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
us, it's, they don't know, they get us confused with the municipality.
exactly. And one of the things I'm hoping the newsletter does is establish, maybe that's what we need. Did you know that you have a village commission and these are the people that are in the village? Because I think a lot of people just don't know that.
You could have one picture in front of the village office, one
Yeah.
in front of the pool, one in front of the EHS station. Know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Randy up there.
Yeah, I'm not really much keen on writing stuff, but
Okay.
I'll appear at any photos.
Okay.
You'll have to get a haircut, Randy.
Yeah, yeah,
I can do a lot with bullet points. right?
Yeah.
Well, Heather, you and I can work on
Yeah, I
something,
like
what
that.
is the village commission, and start to like hammer that down. Cause even when we versus have votes for commissioners, hardly anybody votes, because they don't really know what the commission is. So,
Yeah.
like, one of the purposes that I had in mind of the newsletter is trying to establish the fact that there is a village government. And we are elected people, and we look after elected people's money. We look after the voters' money.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Two other things I put in it, flowers.
flowers, they were
And the
great
green
this
card.
year.
We already
Flowers,
did that
pictures,
one.
what a great summer, this, and green card, another successful summer, green cards.
Yeah, the green cards, I think if people
I
do
thought you
that.
did
they'd
that
be
one in
very
the last
happy.
one.
Yeah, but you
Flowers
gotta
and green
repeat,
cards.
repeat.
Oh, I see, okay, well, yeah, but
Yeah.
will people just say, oh, it's the same stuff as last time?
Yeah, well, you can always
Yeah,
put a little
I-
box,
I-
don't forget.
That's because you're involved, Randy.
Yeah,
It should be
possibly,
in the
yeah.
list, you gotta-
But
It
my
would be on the
wife is
second
not big
page,
on
not the
this
front
sort of
page.
stuff, and she was impressed with the,
I thought it was nice.
with the thing, you know, the
Okay.
newsletter.
Yeah,
You know, she said, oh, yeah, well, I didn't know you fellas did it. And it was nicely laid out.
Yeah,
It
you
was
did a
on,
good job.
it
on
was,
that.
it was very easy to look at, glossy paper, you know, and I think she at least looked at it. Normally that stuff just goes.
Well,
And I was
That's why
checking
that-
the garbage too, because sometimes there's stuff
Yeah.
automatically goes in and it
Yeah.
wasn't, so that was.
No,
a good-
it,
That was the
like when
first
they
one,
pulled
of
it out of the
course,
box,
so-
it looked good in the hand.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a piece
It
of
was,
junk.
the layout was nice too,
Yeah.
the way it was done, I thought, yeah. I was impressed. I don't, I guess other people contributed, but thank you for arranging it in such a way that it was
It won't
pretty.
go out until after the next meeting or before the next meeting, because I was gonna say,
Be nice if we had all the content before the next
Okay.
meeting and then it could go out after.
Yeah, okay.
but what I was getting to is everybody will have a chance to see it before it goes out, yeah, okay? Okay, do we want to do Commissioner Roundtable now or after the in-camera? Do we want Commissioners Roundtable?
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks
you.
for coming, Tom.
You.
Okay, let's go to in-camera. I move that